Learn English through stories. See Winpit. Adapted and modified by Kulwant Singh Sandhu. Contents: 1. A Big White Hen. 2. The Little Goat and the Wolf. 3. The Old Man and the Cheat. 4. The Crow and the Cobra. 5. The Crane and the Crab. 1. A Big White Hen. There was once a big white hen that had 12 little chicks. The chicks were very small, and the old hen took good care of them. The chicks always did what the hen told them to do. One day, the old hen was bored. The old hen wanted to take her chicks somewhere nice. She thought to herself, "Where shall I take them? To the park? No. Too many people are there. To the zoo? No. My chicks are too young for that. A canal? Yes." So the old hen took her chicks down to a small canal. It was very pretty on the other side of the canal, and the hen wanted to take her chicks over there. There was a large stone in the canal. The hen thought her chicks were big enough to jump onto that stone. Then they could jump from the stone to the other side. So the hen jumped onto the stone and told the chicks to come after her. For the first time, the chicks would not obey her. The hen flapped her wings and cried, "Come here, all of you. Jump onto this stone with me, then we can all jump to the other side." The chicks still would not obey her. "Oh, mother, we can't, said all the little chicks. "Yes, you can if you try," said the old hen. "Just flap your wings like this, and you can jump over." "We are flapping our wings," said the little choocha, "but our jumps are too little." The chicks were worried that the hen would be mad at them. The mother hen jumped back onto the bank. "You are still too small," she said. She picked up all the chicks in her big wings and carried them across the canal. They were all happy. The old hen said to her chicks, "We will try again next week. You are going to be much stronger next week." There is no harm in trying. Trying improves your skills, enhances your stamina, and encourages you to be better than before. 2. The Little Goat and the Wolf. On a big farm lived a herd of goats. The dogs protected them as they moved to the pasture. There was a pack of wolves in the nearby forest. The wolves roamed around targeting the goats grazing the grass. Some goats that broke away from the herd were killed and eaten by these wolves. The dogs worked hard as much as they could to safely protect the goats from the wolves. One day a baby goat got separated from the herd while the other goats were grazing on grass. The kid was happy to be alone. A wolf saw the kid as it approached the forest alone. The wolf approached the kid. The kid was very scared when he saw the wolf. The kid's mother had warned him many times about this wolf. Kids don't sometimes listen to their parents. It is a universal problem. The baby goat was very afraid. It was smart, though. It understood that it must now protect itself from the wolf. It said to the wolf, "I understand that I have made a great mistake, but you must do something for me before you eat me." The wolf lost his patience. "What is that?" he asked. "I know that you sing very well, and I have heard you playing the flute sweetly, so I wish to listen to your song and music quietly," said the kid to the wolf. The wolf liked this compliment very much. "I'm going to eat you anyway, so I hope no harm comes from fulfilling your last wish," replied the wolf proudly to the lamb. Then the wolf began to sing loudly, also played the flute. As the circling dogs heard the wolf's song and the flute, they went to look around the herd. A little goat was not seen in the herd. Immediately the dogs understood that there was something wrong going to happen to the kid. They ran fast towards the direction of the song, towards the edge of the forest. The wolf then finished his song. At that moment the dogs came rushing towards it, biting the wolf as fast as they came. The wolf ran away with injuries. The kid was very happy as his plan was fulfilled. But from then on the little goat was very cautious. It then obeyed what the old goat said. The kid learned his lesson. It told this story to many other baby lambs. Listen to your elders' advice. Not because they are always right, but because they have more experience of being wrong. 3. The Old Man and the Cheat. There was an old man who was very fond of going on pilgrimages. One day, he had nothing else to do and thought to himself, I've been to the Golden Temple, I've been to the Taj Mahal, I've been to Durga Mata, but I've never been to Kashi. I've never been to Haridwar. I've never been to Baba Balaknath. This year, I go to Baba Balaknath. He did not trust anyone. He did not trust his nephew. He did not trust his niece. He did not trust his friends. He trusted no one in the village. He trusted no one in the family. So he always carried his money and other belongings, gold and silver, with him. He had a vest which he wore under the other clothes. The vest had a huge front pocket. He kept all his valuables in his pocket. He had one more habit. He always counted his money before going to sleep and after sleep. One early morning, it left for his pilgrimage. He walked for several days. One day he stopped near Nawa Shahar, the new city. In the evening he was counting his money as usual when a man passed by. The man saw the old man counting his money. The next morning, the man came to the old man with a glass of milk and some biscuits. The man paid respect to the old man by touching his feet. The old man blessed the man by placing his hand on the man's head. The man asked the old man where he was going. The old man replied that he was going to Baba Balaknath. The man said that he would like to go as well. Then the man told the old man his story. The man said, I am an orphan. My parents died when I was very young. I live with my uncle and aunt. He is very cruel. She doesn't give me enough food. I am always hungry. Please help me, I want to be your disciple. I will do whatever you will ask me to do. I will fetch water for you. I will cook food for you. The old man thought for some time and then agreed to take him as his disciple. They walked along the river Sutlej. One day it was a scorching hot day. The old man was sweating profusely. They sat under a tree next to the river. The old man wanted to take a bath. He asked the man to watch his belongings while he was taking his bath. The man gladly accepted his responsibility. The old man took off all his clothes except for his dhoti and he went into the river. When the old man was bathing, he saw a couple of goats fighting with each other. He had seen people fighting or wrestling, but had never seen goats fighting before. The fighting amused the old man. He laughed and splashed the water with joy. While this was happening, the man escaped with old man's belongings. The old man came back to the tree and checked his clothes, especially the vest pocket. The pocket was empty. There was no money. There was no gold. There was no silver. The old man canceled his journey and walked back home. The old man thought to himself, what a fool I am. I never trusted my own people but trusted a stranger. It is no use crying over spilt milk. 4. The Crow and the Cobra. Once there was a crow couple and a cobra. The crows were living on the top of a tree and the cobra was living in a hole nearby. Every time wife crow laid eggs, the cobra ate them up. The couple was very sad. They thought to themselves, if we don't have baby chicks, who would look after us when we get old? One day they flew to the nearby lake. They drank some water and then started discussing their problem. They decided that they should consult their friends and seek help from them. So they went to their friend, the fox, and told him their story. The fox said that he was too busy taking care of his daughter and had no time to think of anything else. They returned home sad and depressed. The next day they went to their friend, the female monkey. They told her their story. She said that she was too busy taking care of her mother-in-law and had no time to think of anything else. They returned home sad and more depressed. The next day they went to their friend, the pigeon. They told him their story. He said that he was too busy taking care of his wife and had no time to think of anything else. They returned home sad and even more depressed. The next day, they went to their friend, the jackal. They told him their story and they looked very tired. He said, "Before we discuss anything else, let's have some food and drinks." He gave them a slice of pizza each and fresh milk that he had just collected from his friend, the goat. When they had finished eating and drinking, the jackal suggested that they steal a jewel from the queen and put it into the cobra's hole. The couple returned home with some hope. The next day, husband Crow flew towards the palace of the queen. When he reached there, he looked around. He saw the queen bathing in the canal and her necklace was placed on a stone nearby. With his clever dive, he picked up the necklace and flew home. On his arrival, he saw the cobra getting into his hole. He quickly dropped the necklace into his hole and flew to the top of the tree. The soldiers who were chasing the crow saw the necklace in the hole. They picked up the necklace and banged their feet near the hole. The cobra was scared and came out of the hole. The cobra saw the weapons they carried, spears, swords, axes, and many more. Seeing the weapons, the cobra escaped from the place never to return. The soldiers were happy because they found the necklace and were to receive awards. The crow couple went to their friend, the jackal, and gave him thank you card. The card read, "Dear friend Jackal, from the bottom of our hearts, we would like to thank you for your help to remove the brutal killer, the cobra. Never forgetting, Crow couple." The crows lived happily forever and their eggs hatched 750 crow chicks. 5. The Crane and the Crab. Mini story. Once there was a drought. The water in the lake was getting lower and lower. An old crane was unable to catch fish. So he came up with a plan. Sitting at the edge of a lake, he cried, and a crab asked him the reason. The crane said that he heard people talk about no rain for many years. This crab was worried because the water in the lake was already very low. The crane suggested that he would carry all the fish to a nearby lake. The crab told his friends and they were happy. But he carried them to another spot and ate them up. When it was the crab's turn, he climbed on the crane's back. On the way, he saw a heap of fish bones and realized the crane's plan. The crab bit the crane's neck. The crane fell onto the ground. The crab bit the crane's neck again and the crane died. The crab returned to the lake safely. Moral: having a presence of mind is important.